But let's begin with our top story this morning. Russian forces are ramping up attacks on Ukraine's capital city. Residential areas have come under fire recently with deadly results. Charlie Daggett reports from Kyiv about how some Ukrainians are protecting themselves and turning the Russian military's own weapons against them.
At around 5 o'clock this morning, a number of explosions rang out across the city in one of the heaviest bombardments since the invasion began. In a worrying sign, the mayor has just announced a new curfew from tonight through Thursday morning.
Overnight, the Russian military machine turned its guns on the capital itself, raining down on residential neighborhoods, igniting an apartment block into an inferno. The mayor estimates that more than half of Kyiv's population of around 3.1 million has already fled to safer regions or left the country altogether, while some have taken up semi-permanent residence deep inside the city's subway system, even sleeping out in trains. In the wooded outskirts of the city, Ukrainian soldiers have dug in, letting fellow Ukrainians and Russian forces, for that matter, know about it. But we've seen for ourselves this is no show. Every single road is barricaded and manned by troops, reservists, or volunteers. Like 32-year-old Volodymyr, an economist who lived and worked in D.C. a few years back.
It may be that you will have to fight.
Yeah, we're ready to fight. We were ready for them. They, in Ukraine, they told who comes to us will die here.
At a local auto repair shop, MacGyver meets Mad Max. They've ripped the weapons off ruined Russian military vehicles, and Oleg modifies them for use by Ukrainian fighters.
You must smile every time you see a new one come in, because it's one less gun shooting this way and one more gun shooting that way.
In an overnight address, President Volodymyr Zelensky made an appeal directly to Russian soldiers. On behalf of the Ukrainian people, I give you a chance to survive, he said. If you surrender to our forces, we will treat you the way people are supposed to be treated, as people, decently. Despite days of flattening suburbs like Irpin and Bucha, including renewed shelling overnight, ground troops have yet to advance to the capital. But many here fear Kyiv awaits the same fate as places like the port city of Mariupol, which has suffered from the full fury of Russian firepower for days. Kyiv, where Russian forces unleashed new artillery strikes in an effort to capture Ukraine's second-largest city. Across the country, Ukraine's tenacious forces refuse to give up ground. But cities under siege and civilians are paying a heavy price.
Some of the heaviest fighting has been underway on the strategically important south coast of Ukraine, where Russian forces have run into fierce resistance. Anne-Marie and Vlad?
Charlie, thank you. We want to take you now to Lviv in western Ukraine. That's where Imtiaz Tyab is covering the latest on this conflict for us. Imtiaz, really good to see you. Let's just start off by letting people know what the situation is like in Lviv now.
Emery, Vlad, good morning. Look, Lviv almost feels like an alternate universe. Here we are in the historic city center. This is a UNESCO heritage site. It's a beautiful sunshiny day. People are living their lives as normal. But there's nothing normal about this. This is a country that is in the grips of a horrific war. In fact, just 2 hours ago, there was an air raid siren where all these people had to go run into safety, find basements, wherever they could go because of that air raid siren. And it really just sort of explains the kind of situation here in the west of the country, which hasn't seen the kind of violence we're seeing in Kyiv or Kharkiv or in the south, but are bracing for it. But this really has been a place that has seen this massive exodus of people. Around 3 million people have fled this country, many of them through this town and into Poland, and it really just underscores the real sense of tenseness that many people are facing here. Anne-Marie, Vlad.
I'm just, astounded by what is happening behind you as I see, young people walking casually through the streets. They got their sunglasses on. I saw what looked like a delivery guy, cruising by behind you on his bicycle. And yet, as the fighting escalates around Kyiv, the capital, the leaders of Poland, the Czech Republic, and Slovenia are headed there today. What are you hearing about this trip? It is a really strong show of solidarity. Eastern European leaders, prime ministers, all in a country that has been invaded.
Vlad, it's extraordinary, right? I mean, you look at the sort of surreal situation here in Lviv, but the fact that the prime ministers of 3 European countries will be traveling by train to Kyiv, this city, and we've seen the images in Charlie's report. I mean, this city is under siege, right? The damage there is extraordinary, and yet you have this extraordinary show of support, this extraordinary show of solidarity, and that is the message these prime ministers will be bringing to the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, saying that Europe, this 26-country bloc, is with you, and not only are we with you, we're physically here with you. And they're also going to be bringing with them a message from the European Council saying this 4th round of sanctions on Russia will be in place, and more importantly, that they are going to do everything they can, whether diplomatically, economically, that they can to stop the violence. Anne-Marie.
Imtiaz, speaking of President Zelensky, he spoke to the Ukrainian people yesterday. What did he say?
Extraordinary. I mean, Vladimir Zelensky, of course, one of the world's greatest communicators, has really sort of emerged as this Ukrainian folk hero for so many people around the world. But he speaks to the Ukrainian people every night to sort of project this leadership that we've come to know him for. But his message was interesting last night. His message was to Russian soldiers, where he said to them, lay down your arms, stop fighting. This isn't a fight that you want. This isn't a fight that you support. You don't have to do this anymore. And he also promised them that he would take care of them and that they would be treated well here in Ukraine. And it's a really important message because when we see the devastation, when we see the violence in so many parts of the country, we're also seeing Russia really struggling militarily here. Remember, this is a very powerful country when it comes to their military. We've seen what they did in Syria. We've seen what they did in Chechnya. We've seen what they did in Georgia. And yet here in Ukraine, although they've been able to carry out this horrible devastation, the lightning speed with which I think many Russians, indeed Vladimir Putin, thought that they were going to be able to take this country simply hasn't happened. And the hope is that these Russian soldiers who are here on the ground fighting Ukrainians and maybe aren't even sure why they're fighting Ukrainians, people they see as friends or brothers or family, that maybe they will lay down their arms. But Vladimir Zelensky remaining a hero to many Ukrainians and indeed people around the world. Anne-Marie, Vlad.
All right, Imtiaz, thank you very much, my friend. Stay safe. We appreciate it.